Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is another reaction, or rather critique video, me reacting to educational material, to a drum lesson and critiquing it from a professional standpoint. And for this third video of this series, I already picked an instructor that had been actually suggested by you guys, Juan Carlito Mendoza, and that's what we're doing today. So this is a nice idea. Please feel free at any time to suggest something, which educator, which teacher, which material should I critique next? Put it down in the comments. You can also actually send me an actual link of a video you would like me to review. And yeah, maybe I'll do it because I'm doing it now. Let's go, Juan Carlito Mendoza. He's a great drummer. I believe he lives in New York. He's subbing on Broadway for Carter McLean in The Lion King. He does a bunch of stuff. I believe he won like some contest, like a Guitar Center drum-off or something. Something like that a couple of years ago. Great drummer, apparently a great teacher. I haven't really watched many of his lessons yet. And again, I always try to, watch something for the first time together with you guys. So this is to me, a completely new video. The rudiment most drummers ignore and why you shouldn't. So people already started hating me because of hating clickbait. I don't hate clickbait. We all do it. We have to do it. Unfortunately, that's the time we're living in. If the title is not sensational, actually no one will watch your video. So, and this again is a sensational title, The Rudiment Most Drummers Ignore, and why you shouldn't. So this is already telling us that there's some information that most guys don't know or ignore, and that he is at least trying to offer something to do with it that could possibly change the way you're playing. Let's go. Okay, cool intro. Cool colors and lights. Rhythmic and grooves and fills, Rhythmic. The rudiment apparently is the Rhythmic, and you can do lots of stuff with it. He's showing us grooves and fills. I'm not really sure if most people ignore it. I mean, ever since Steve Gadd, his famous Rhythmic licks, I guess the Rhythmic is kind of omnipresent in at least, jazz rock fusion drumming. But maybe not so much in other styles. Maybe it has become, maybe it's not in style anymore. Maybe younger people don't really know it. I think like everyone who grew up on Steve Gadd, if they know one rudiment, it's the Rhythmic. So I don't know if that's really most ignored, but I'm not gonna critique the title anymore, otherwise you guys will hate me again. Let's just watch the lesson.
Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be tackling one of the most overlooked but incredibly powerful rudiments, the single Rhythmic. This rudiment may seem simple at first.
Overlooked, again, I'm not gonna say anything.
But it has a lot of depth and potential to really transform your playing. We'll start by breaking down the Rhythmic in its traditional form so you can get a solid foundation with its classic feel and rhythm. Then we'll dive into some creative options by opening up the rhythm. I'll show you how to shift the Rhythmic to 16th notes, and then we'll experiment by flipping between 16th notes and 16th note triplets. Even though these adjustments may seem small, they can make a huge impact not only in your groove, but also in your phrasing. I've also put together a downloadable PDF for this lesson. You can grab it in the description box below, where you'll also find a few extra examples that I won't be covering in this video. It's a little extra something to help you get the most out of this rudiment. By the end of this lesson, you'll see why this overlooked rudiment can be such a game changer. Let's dive in, yo.
Okay, he's a pro. He's a complete pro. He's telling us everything we should know and everything we're going to expect within the first seconds of this video. With already, transcription pictures screenshotted into the introduction speech. He's going to show us what the rudiment is. Like, apparently we're talking about the single Rhythmic. There's also the double Rhythmic, the triple Rhythmic. But we're discussing the single Rhythmic. First thing we're going to learn it. He's going to show us what it is. And then he's going to show us, and that's very interesting, very good advice, how to stretch that into different subdivisions, how to stretch it into becoming like 16th notes, that's what he said, and how to play it in 16th note triplets. So we're gonna use this sticking pattern, but we're gonna stretch the rhythm to make it fit more applications. And again, I don't think that this is necessarily an overlooked or secret rudiment, but I'm getting a very good feeling that this will be a great lesson. And just the way he presented it right now in the intro, spot on, dude, 100%. I'm very interested now to see how this goes on.
2, 3,
okay.
4.
So now we're playing the single Rhythmic cue on the snare drum. If you don't know, if you really don't know what the Rhythmic cue is, now you see it here. You see the notation, you see and hear him playing it at a very slow tempo, so you can perceive what the Rhythmic cue is. It's like this triplet-y thing with an accent at the end and starting with, a drag. Or you can also play B, which is the same thing, but starting with the accent. So this is just, permutated, shifted, so to speak. And he's demonstrating this in its purest form on the snare drum. Okay.
1, 2.
And now B,
3,
starting with the accent.
4.
Traditional interpretation. Okay,
1.
and now we're stretching it. Now we're stretching it into 16th note triplets. So basically the drag, the two doubles, the soft doubles we started with, they become, part of the figure. Let's listen to how this sounds. Okay. Very good. This was
1,
A.
2.
Now B.
3, 4.
Open interpretation, yeah? So now it's clear what he means with like traditional interpretation, open interpretation. The traditional interpretation is playing the rudiment as it is, and playing it open, which is already stretching it into this 16th note triplet figure. As I've said, the two doubles, the soft grace notes in the beginning, the drag, becomes part of the actual figure. So instead of it's and instead of it's so all you're doing is basically taking those two soft notes, the drag in the beginning, and making them equal with all the other notes, and then that's what you get. And now there seems to be another application.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So this is kind of the traditional way again, but this time the drag, the two grace notes starting the figure, are notated as 16th note triplets again, because we are in triplets, which is basically just a different way of writing it, and also depending on the tempo you're in, the drag, the two doubles can now be maybe a bit more stretched, because if you're playing it at a soft tempo, you would really play like instead of so if you're really playing 16th note triplets now, this is stretched more, If you're playing it in a fast tempo, then the difference gets smaller. But if you're playing it in a slow tempo, there is a difference between a drag and a 16th note, if that makes any sense. So basically this is kind of just another way of transcribing it, but also there's a subtle difference in the phrasing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rhythmic cue builder. So those are apparently exercises you can do if if you don't know how to play this rudiment yet, you can, play those exercises, because in the first bar you don't have the drag, and then in the second bar you double that one note, making it kind of a drag. So this is a nice exercise to get to this rudiment, if you're not hip to it already. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Nice. Okay, this is now what we've seen before. The thing stretched into, full 16th note triplets. And then he's just taking it through different rates. So he's slowing that down into becoming 16th notes, which of course gives us a polyrhythmic pattern, because the second accent is not on beat 2, but the end of 2. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a... Because we're playing 6 notes, the pattern is still the same. But we're slowing it down to 16th notes, so we get this syncopated polyrhythmic pattern. And then we're speeding it again up to become 16th note triplets. That's good exercise, taking one pattern and shifting back in between different subdivisions. Great.
All right, so now let's get to the examples. Since there are quite a few variations here, I'll keep my explanations very brief, and I'll let the demos do the talking. Feel free to use the YouTube playback options to slow things down if you need more time to follow along.
Man, he's a pro. He's telling us everything we could possibly do, not only with the exercises, but also with the YouTube player. We can slow it down, we can do whatever. I'm really impressed, I have to say.
On the screen, you'll see the notation for each example, so just follow along visually as we go. First, I'll play the example as either a groove or a fill using metronome. After that, I'll switch it up and demonstrate these patterns in a musical context so you can see how to apply them in real-life playing situations. All right, so let's get into it and check out what the single Rhythmic can do in both groove and fill settings.
I love it so far. It's really great. He had a very good intro where he told us, step by step what we're going to do here. Then, step 1, he showed us the actual rudiment. In 2 different, permutations, the accent being on the end, the accent being on the downbeat. And then how to take that into, what he said in the intro, into 16th note triplets and also into 16th notes. And he also showed us a bunch of exercises to get to this pattern, to actually practice this pattern. And now he's showing us what to do with it. Apparently, we're using it as a short fill now, because you see 2 bars of time basically, and on beat 4 in the second bar, you're using the single Rhythmic cue in its purest, normal, schooled form as a short fill-in.
1,
let's hear that.
2, 3, 4.
That's it. That's what it is. Very slow tempo. Great. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, now it's on the hi-hat. It's a cool groove. I love it. So already 2 very different applications. Really showing us what can be done with this. First in its normal pure form as a short fill, and then within a groove played on the hi-hat. Yeah, I mean that's great.
1, 2,
Okay.
3,
16th
4.
note triplets. A nice lick.
1.
So, what is this here? It's a cool lick, but I don't really see or hear the Rhythmic cue anymore. To me, this now is more like a 6-stroke roll, kind of. Right, right, left, right, left, left. Right, right, left, right, left, left. Like a 6-stroke roll, a para-diddle-diddle permutation, starting with diddle, para, diddle, diddle, para, right, right, left, left. And substituting the first right hand with the kick drum. That's what I see here. So although this is a cool lick, I personally would not have perceived that as being a Rhythmic cue. I would rather say it's a permutated paradiddle-diddle and subbing out the first right hand stroke with the kick drum. Instead of right, right, left, left, it's kick, right, left, left. But I'm splitting hairs here. He told us that he takes the Rhythmic cue and he stretches it into 16th note triplets and gets creative with it. And that's where he ended up with. In this case, it is a paradiddle-diddle variation also. So you can start with Rhythmic cues, you can start with paradiddle-diddles, and probably end up at the same variation. So that's what it is. It's a cool lick.
2, 3, 4.
And now the same thing with the toms. Same sticking pattern. All right, that's cool.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. This is like one of the top 3 or 5 or maybe 10. One of the top Dave Weckl licks. Dave Weckl does this all the time. Boom. You can also do this with a step hit hi-hat, sounds very cool. You know, subbing out the right foot for the left hi-hat foot and playing the right hand on the hi-hat. Very cool. I mean, that's a classic Weckl fusion lick. Again, I personally have never seen or thought of this as being a Rhythmic cue, but that's where we ended up.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Using the same pattern as a groove with variations on beats 3 and 4. It's a different pattern. Yeah, on beats 3 and 4 we now have like the 6-stroke roll, which is again nothing more than a paradiddle-diddle. Permutation paradiddle-diddle is always 2 singles and 2 doubles or 4 doubles. You know, it's single, single, double, 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 double. Paradiddle-diddle, paradiddle-diddle. Right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left. And now it's permutated to be right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left. So this permutation, starting with the single, would be ra-diddle-diddle, paradiddle-diddle, para, yeah? So a paradiddle-diddle permutation, or also this rudiment is also called a 6-stroke roll. Right, left, left, right, right, left, right. I mean, I think we all know it. Again, I've never thought of this as being a Rhythmic cue idea, but I mean, rudiments are so connected. I guess this could be a Rhythmic cue. To me, this is a 6-stroke roll, but bottom line here is this is a cool groove and a great lesson so far. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, this is just a Dave Weckl transcription. This is the classic way to play this lick. I mean, that's what it is. Not only Weckl fusion drummers
1,
do this
2,
all the time, you know?
3, 4.
Okay. So he's showing us a bunch of all different kinds of cool triplet-based fusion drum licks. Very Wecklian. You know, Dave Weckl is known for his use of triplet hand-foot combination. So this is cool. This is again, boom. So then he turns it around, starting with the kick drum. I arrived at those kind of patterns, you know, coming from a different standpoint, coming from the paradiddle, six-stroke roll, hand-foot combinations in triplets standpoint. And when you do that, at some point you arrive at licks like this. When you stretch out a Rhythmic cue and add kick drums and stuff to it and play it in 16th note triplets and get creative with it, apparently you arrive at the same point. Just a different approach here.
One, two, three, four.
Okay, another lick.
One,
okay, nice.
2, 3, 4.
And another one. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because this video goes on for a while. Okay, now we have 32nd note licks. Starting at pattern 17. Let's watch that.
3, 4.
Again, to me, this is a paradiddle-diddle variation with, you know, a foot subbing out a right hand and some accents. That's how I personally see it, and that's how I personally would describe it and teach it to others. But again, it's just different approaches here, winding up at the same old 80s fusion licks that everyone's been doing for 40 years.
1, 2,
All right.
3, 4.
Oh, now with the double pedal. Okay, this is a similar variation, a similar thing to what we did before, but now he's subbing out even more hand strokes by adding a second bass drum, foot to that, playing a double pedal. Nice variation. So we also have something for double kick players here. So we now have a backing track. Four-bar phrase. So that was the lick number 1, the first lick. Apparently it's number 4 in the PDF, the thing he showed us first. Oh yeah. Very nice. Is he showing us all the licks now with this backing track? No. Just a bunch. Like, yeah, guys, I was gonna say watch this in your own time, but it's a different track, and it's killing. Ooh, I like that second hi-hat stack kind of thing. We're critiquing lesson material here, not music, but this is cool. Stack, the little Benny Grab hi-hat thingy there. Sounds great. Cool. And another example. Oh, getting dark now. Nice groove. This sounds like gospel chops. That's what I meant by calling this hand-foot combinations with triple-D, paradiddle-diddly conjunctions. Starting to sound like gospel chops. Yeah, if you spice this up with like more real hand-to-foot combinations, you'll be gospel chopping and shredding for decades. So this is already bringing us from a very simple idea to like some serious pro-level solo vocabulary. Okay. The double kick thing. that's a great fill. Juan Carlito Mendoza, this has been great. I don't want to say something bad again, you guys will roast me again, but one small minor critique point. Again, I find the title a little bit confusing because I don't really think that most drummers ignore the Rhythmic cue. I mean, if you have never heard of Steve Gadd, maybe then. And second thing, but that's just, again, I'm gonna, protect him now and say that this is just, again, because I maybe took another approach to this, but I would have never, despite, the first examples where he's really playing Rhythmic cues, all the rest I would have never described or seen as a Rhythmic cue fill, because to me this is like, again, paradiddle-diddle, triplet conjunction, hand-foot combinations, swapping out hands with the foot, adding accents. To me, this is this kind of, fusion, just, triplety, paradiddle-diddly fusion vocabulary. I would have never called or taught this as a Rhythmic cue. So that's what I find a tiny bit confusing, because he's showing some great licks, but in my view, they are not Rhythmic cue licks. But I mean, guys, I'm sorry, because I don't want to say anything bad here, because the lesson was great. The guy is great. He's giving very friendly and nice vibes. And the whole video from top to bottom is just absolute pro level. And the way he structured the lesson, giving a clear introduction of what's going to happen, showing the thing in its pure form, stretching it, and then varying it to, with a always, constant rising level of complexity and difficulty, in the end arriving at 30-second note licks with a double pedal. So I think everyone can find something here. There's really, objectively speaking, nothing to critique here. But I guess that's what we do in this series. I just want to express my thoughts that this is giving me, watching it for the actual first and up to now only time together with you guys. Guys, please go ahead and check out Juan Carlito Mendoza. Stop by his channel, like, subscribe. And if you like what I'm doing here, then like, subscribe and comment around here. I'm doing a bunch of different stuff here. For example, I have a completely free 17-episode course on hand technique. Check out this latest video. And for some reason, the algorithm thinks that you might really dig this video. Thanks, guys. This has been a blast, and I'll see you again soon.